Greetings, friends. Welcome to the pre-flight. Thanks for being here. I appreciate all of you that have showed up or shown up early to spend some time with us before we get started across the board with the weekend. There's going to be a lot of great shows out there. As a matter of fact, the FNT show is already up, ready for you to set your reminders for, and be sure to get in there as soon as you can. We've got several folks rolling in here, and we'll continue to roll in here from Midnight's Edge in the morning, which I absolutely appreciate. We've got some folks reminding us that we have lost some great human beings recently, one of which, Punk Nova Trace throws out there, Scott Hall. Yeah. I loved wrestling for a period of time, and, it just happened to coincide with Razor Ramon's epic period of time in the WCW WWF era way back when. So RIP Scott Hall, because of a freak incident associated with what would normally be a regular routine surgical procedure. Although he did have some other health problems and obviously struggled with some forms of addiction, it seemed like he'd largely conquered a lot of it. Just a real shame indeed. But we've got folks joining us like Just Another Red Shirt. Hail, Mr. Shirt. And for those of you who are interested, I will, during the course of the show, post the Gilded server, which I started up, and myself and a few others will be, essentially building upon. Hopefully, it automatically publishes my video material, and Scott's, and I'm going to keep adding creators so it automatically posts videos as they drop. That's an interesting webhook thing that you can do. Pretty cool stuff, and it'll keep you up to speed with everybody in our fellowship, so to speak. Jedi Bill is here. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. We've got Lord Thoth here as well. Great wrench and friend as well. So we've got two wrenches already. We've got Dragon Master 360 with us. Theme Park Casual checking in with us from the California part of the universe. Good to see you, my friend. Hope things are going well. Mutant Bamhammer is here, stealing Mahler's lines, as you can see. Tim Hayes is here. What's up, Tim? Good to see you, buddy. And of course, D. Bud Martin is here, dropping some of the emojis in the chat, so that I appreciate. Blue-eyed Roof Korean the Beast is joining us today. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. Got Tina Bojan hanging out with us. Good to see you, Tina. Hope everything is going well. I think, let's see, who else snuck in here? We've got Dr. Dragon. What is going on, my friend? And of course, Cody Guy, talking about a Midnight's Edge in the morning raid. Thank you for that, Cody. And to Philip A. Demick, who gave me a story idea I'm still trying to source. I've got a bunch of stuff that has been coming into me via our amazing group of humans that hang out here on the channel. Thank you for that. I had one of my friends get me some information that I'm going to try to talk about, or if not next week, the following week, about some internal goings on over at Disney. We're starting to have a lot of people involved over there starting to talk outside of NDAs, which is not good, which means they are so unhappy with what they're doing, they're willing to speak outside of their non-disclosure agreements. So it's never a good sign. Let's see. Commander Ed Straker of Shadow is here. It's good to see you. Yeah, I think I have a great weekend planned for myself and the boss. In preparation for an incredible adventure, let's say, at the end of next week. So that should be a good time indeed. My audio is through the wrong source, so it says. Let's see if that's true. Looks like I'm coming through the broadcast mix. Let's double check. Was I too far from the mic? I do have a new mic hingy down thingy here. So maybe that's some of it, possibly. Not sounding great. Don't like that. All right, well, I'll work on that. Let's see. NWO for life. That's right. Although today's NWO I don't really want, but I don't think anybody does. We'll have to try to avoid that particular subject. Dragon Master 360 is here. Our good friend Manowar 665, the neighbor of the beast. Thanks for being here, my friend. Trinoculus P is here with us as well. Looks like we also have, I do not know why that would be happening. It should be coming out of here, kids. Looks like it is. Pointy. Let's see. Pops is hanging out with us. We've got Biggles Mets. What's up, Biggles? Good to see you, buddy. Stone Cold Lead is here. Ahoy. Good to see you. Oh, okay. Audio false alarm. All right. Well, you didn't have to send a super for that, my friend, but we'll get to it anyway. Oh, no worries. All right. Very good. Dega's here. What's up, Dega? Good to see you, buddy. Let's see. Everybody saying hi to everybody else. Judas Scope Barbecue. Everything's going fine, my friend. Dapper Bard Games is here. You're not late. You're just on time. We're only 7 minutes in. And of course, the show is limited in its length because of obviously it shows up right before a lot of people roll over to hang out with the FNT crowd. And then people roll over to the Friday Night Frolics. And then people roll over to so many other great weekend shows. I think the Loki show is going to be happening tonight. And I hear tell that there may be a Mario Kart / birthday stream for Ord's Boards on his channel. So you have to check that out. Yeah, it's fine. Thank you for that blue-eyed roof curry in the base. It's no worries. I'm glad you're here though. And thanks for the $2. Like I said, you didn't have to do that. But I appreciate it. Every dollar I get sent is eventually turned into something that you see on the screen. And someday, hopefully, it turns into a giant soundstage and production facility that a lot of folks that are part of our fellowship will be able to utilize for their independent creations. Because ultimately, that's my goal, is to start an independent production company. We'll see how that goes. What's up, Dr. Coffin Nails? Good to see you, my friend. Love it. Love it. Oh, hi, Culture. There you go. Commander Ed Straker of Shadow is here. HVP is here. I see someone else here. Limited in its length. That's what she said. Okay. Maybe that was a poor choice of words. But let's talk at length about... See, I did it again. Let's talk at length. Let's talk at length about what we're going to be, probably covering throughout the course of the weekend. Now, if you've come over from Midnight's Edge in the morning, or if you have not yet wrapped up there and you're watching this on the replay, you will probably have noticed that Disney was pretty prevalent, along with some Paramount news, especially with the Star Trek thing and the like. It looks like we're going to continue to talk about everything that's going on at Paramount, whether it be Star Trek or something similar. We will be talking about I don't think you're going to talk much about Star Wars, but we probably have a bit of our weekend dedicated to Marvel. But I would guess that a lot of things are going to be driven by, obviously the G4 TV ridiculousness, right? And Disney. I think that's going to pretty much be the conversation that a lot of people are having, because Disney put themselves in a very rough position by giving in to a very tiny, small fringe minority. And there are some motivations behind the scenes that obviously have come to light and been a conversation amongst employees there that don't want to leave California. And we'll get into all of that as we go along here today. But let's start with something I started to talk about. Easy now, man. Or 665. But let's talk a little bit about what's going on that I think is interesting, because it's Disney related, and they seem to be having a lot more trouble of late with productions, and for various reasons, including over on Grey's Anatomy, which apparently the writer over there, Elizabeth Finch, was placed on administrative leave amid an investigation. This is not something small, to be honest with you. This is something that that has them quite concerned. I tell you what, we'll read it and then you make up your mind. But this is something that you don't want as Disney, is all these HR investigations that are happening chronically, because that's the situation. So from the story here, Grey's Anatomy consulting producer Elizabeth Finch has been placed on administrative leave following an allegation that she may have fudged details about her medical and personal history while writing for the ABC drama. Finch claims are currently under review. Now, it's fair to say that she's in the midst of a divorce. and that her previous partner is throwing a lot of stuff out there into the world, probably as a form of getting even. But the writer, who is 44, is best known for penning Silent All These Years, which was an episode about this particular thing. And she has a non-speaking role in this particular thing. But what do we have here? So, according to a report from a newsletter, let's say, part of Finch's appeal within Grey's Anatomy, producer Shonda Land is now how open and honest she's been about her past medical woes. And some of her past claims included how she was diagnosed with a rare form of bone cancer, how she lost a kidney and part of her leg, but was then misdiagnosed, and how she endured verbal and some kind of bad thing by a male director while writing for the Vampire Diaries. So it seems like some of those things may not have been true, and if not all of them. And so she's in a pickle, but Disney's in a pickle because this is one of their shows. And this is happening more and more frequently with people that are involved in some of these productions. And since, you can now claim anything to get rid of your competitors, I think this is going to cause major issues for Disney going forward. Yeah, that's just really, really bad. Let's see what you guys are saying out there in the chat. Andrew Eastman says Culture's beard is almost as long as mine. It's getting long, isn't it? Oh my. Yeah. I actually may have to have somebody professionally trim it. I had somebody recommend that I get it trimmed and colored. Right now it's like 5 different shades of different colors. It's very odd. Get a mute a bit. Oh, got to mute for a bit. Okay, well, just be safe, my friend. Yeah, D Bud Mars has lived in California all my life. Problem is, I don't think I'm going to be able to afford to retire here. A lot of people are in that position. 44, gross. So she's an extra. No, she's a writer, and she was an extra on this particular episode, or in 2019, I think is the whole point. Yeah, it's really it's a hard thing to move from California. Believe me, I know. There's so many great things about California, including the climate, especially in SoCal. Yeah, I mean, as somebody who had the advantages of being able to be there for extended lengths of time, that's how I'm going to describe it. I love California. Hey, Kaylee, good to see you. Bill Barclay is here. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, kind of a Tig Notaro thing. Yeah. That was not the best thing in the world. The lady story just really paints a picture of Hollywood not being a fun place to work in. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I keep seeing the latest. I recorded a video that you guys are going to get a look at on Monday, talking about some very unflattering stuff, theme park casual, and a history of it. And it's not just Disney. I mean, to be fair, it's all theme parks and entertainment industries. I mean, as we can see from the previous article we just covered. Let's see, ZZ Top beard or bust. I don't know about that, but that's a pretty long beard. How long will you grow your hair? Well, Bill, I donated my hair just a few months ago, right just before Christmas, I think. Yeah. And so it'll grow another probably another 14 or so inches before I cut it again and donate it again. It's just the way it works. Don't dye the beard. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to zinc dye my beard. Oof. Rainbow Casino. Very good. Absolutely. Just for men culture. Just don't leave it in more than 5 minutes or it looks like shoe polish. Okay. I don't think I'm going to do anything with it, to be honest with you. M. Taxshark is joining us. That's great to see you. Let's see. We've got Tommy rolling in here. The CNN video did not drop. Still working on it. It is extensive, and the problem is I keep having to add to it. It may have to be released in parts because it's going to be lengthy, very, very lengthy compared to my normal video. It's more of a, initially, the beginning of it's going to be more like a documentary, and then we'll start to get into some of the shifts that occurred that started to begin their downward spiral, which is the whole point of the CNN video, honestly. Let's see. It's really hard to get away from family and friends. Believe me, I understand. And I'm somebody who, in the next couple of years will be relocating significantly farther away from most of the family, and that's hard to do. Let's see. What's up? Shrap 3D is here. Good to see you. The Space Cruiser Hotel is unbelievably expensive. It absolutely is. And that thing is not going to get out of the news anytime soon. It is fair to say that they are having trouble. They're having great difficulty selling it out. They only have 100 rooms. I think I made that point in the video I made about it. You can't make more rooms. So when you see what they did there before with everything being sold out, then all of a sudden there were a bunch of reservations available. You can't make more. So those had to come out of somewhere. So were they sold out? Were they being held back? What really was going on there? And, as of right now, lots of speculation out there that there was a glitch that was holding back rooms. I don't think that's true. I do believe that they've had, and I actually know for a fact they had significant cancellations. I know that people aren't terribly excited about what they've seen and what they're getting for their money. And again, this is what happens when you abandon your primary fan base, when you go into a different way of marketing to people and a different type of product that people didn't ask for. Again, this is what you get when you get someone in charge that thinks, well, what if he didn't get the woman? What if he got the dog instead? That's a classic line that's attributed to Mrs. Kathleen Kennedy. So there you go. But yeah, abandoning the quote unquote 50-year-olds who are the real Star Wars fans and have money, you get what you get now. And there's limited market for what you have now. And it's going to be further limited soon. The predictions around what this thing will turn into is something else entirely, and kind of funny. And to be honest with you, need to pivot. Terry Rose says number 0077. That's right. Party, James Bond themed party was fun. The senior celebrant loved it. Well, there you go. Yeah. I honestly, I can't believe we're 77 episodes into this show. And I thank each and every one of you for being here. There's 40 of you plus in the chat. Thanks for hanging out. Let's see. Fat Elvis showed up. Get it braided like Black Crest. And I could. Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know. We'll see eventually. Let's see. Tommy sends us a super sticker. Thanks, buddy. It's a fist bump. Boom, boom, boom. Fist bump pair. Appreciate that. Bilbo Swaggin is hanging out. I'm doing fantastic. I hope you are as well. How many years in development? 6. Technically, it's spent 6. 5 in active work. They basically wasted 2 full years of work by a brilliant Imagineer. That essentially was told, we're not going to do that. We're going to change it, which is dumb. Incompetent management to begin with. I mean, lots of things abandoned, like interactivity and things like that. So yeah, it was not the best. Yeah, I'd pay $5,000 if they had real halcyons. You're funny. Hollywood Scholars in the house. We've got, let's see, who else is here? Have you got the digital download of Spider-Man No Way Home? Nope, I have not. I'm a physical media guy. If something is available, I always try to get it physically. You know what's odd about the Boar Wars Joker Cruiser Hotel? KK said she won't cater to 40-somethings and older, yet that Joke Cruiser Hotel, that's what it was aimed at. Yeah, absolutely, except that it doesn't contain any of the things that it would appeal to 40 and 50-year-olds people, And again, Disney right now, they're at odds with what they are. They are a family company designed to appeal to people with traditional, I'm going to say it this way, traditional values. That's the way it was set up. That's the way the parks were set up. That's the way the studios were run. That's the way the parks were run. And you are now at odds with yourself because you are, again, searching for an audience that doesn't exist when you have a great audience that is incredibly supportive financially for pretty much everything you produce. If you look at the numbers coming out of Disney for their subscriber base for Disney Plus alone, it's about 50-50 when it comes to the audience. You have 50-50 adults with no children, but that doesn't mean they didn't have children. It just means those are the people that are in the audience. The kids could be out of the household, and those people are 50% of the audience. So what did they have to do? Exactly what I said they would have to do. And of course they had been working on for over a year, which was putting in place an ad-driven side of things. And at the same time, putting in content warnings so that they could show some more adult fare. And they did that just in time for the Netflix Marvel related properties that were more adult oriented. They just have to. What's up, Mike Likes Tacos? Good to see you. Is getting Bryan Cranston to play oh man, yeah. Except I don't think I don't know. That's a good question. You're funny. Isn't KK what isn't that what KK did with them in part? Absolutely. Yep. Like I said, it was originally if you saw the original drawings for the area, you would have had a pretty natural flow through the original trilogy, right? And you know what? You can still see it in the architecture and stuff that's there now. And it looked like Star Wars instead of this disastrous sequel trilogy. And like I said, it wouldn't have been quite as much of a money grab. You would have had an additional attraction there in that area, and as well as some space for expansion with that previous design. But they've locked it in both in California and in Florida, which was dumb. And yeah, bad idea, Genes, all around. Let's see. Yeah, Space Bingo says Fat Elvis. Yeah, it was. I mean, some of the stuff that you got to see was dumb. I mean, what's next? Space Shuffleboard, which actually you can already play. What's funny is a lot of the interactivity that they tout throughout the ship has already been available and free in previous attractions at the theme parks as part of their line, their interactive cues. So I think it's really funny that they would be, upcharging for something like that. But yeah, wow, I can't believe we're making this much time out of the Starcruiser. Anyone under 30 don't make enough to pay for the $20,000 hotel visit. Well, $6,000 to be fair, but yeah, I see your point. He should hook up with Robert Meyer Burnett because he likes physical media too. Yeah, I know. I get to hang out with RMB from time to time. Bill Barkley, he's a great man. I have a good time with him. We have a lot of ideas that gel well, and then lots of areas where we might disagree. But I like hanging out with Robert. He's a cool dude. Pops is here for $5. Says, just wanted your thoughts on finding co-host partners to stream with. I have the friend I have is unreliable and messing up my plans. Well, obviously always make room for the people that you've worked with along the way. So if that person and you are a good mesh, don't abandon the idea completely. And like I'll often tell creators, find somebody who you get along with and gel well, but you have to find somebody who may not disagree with you on everything. It's good to have back and forth banter. You also need to have a chemistry that allows for you to exchange barbs in a fun way. I don't know how it happened for me, but I ended up with just an amazing group of humans that I can rely on to hang out and stuff like that. But like I said, don't be afraid to just reach out to people that you enjoy hanging out with, or that you even enjoy watching. Pops, I would honestly reach out to anybody and see what happens. I mean, great things have happened. I've watched people, friends of mine, reach out, find their way into some shows, and their channel has just become much greater because of it. I've just, like I said, I've been lucky. It's a really cool thing when you find somebody. Even you're going to find that most of the people on YouTube are kind of introverted. They're only an extrovert here on this on video streaming, whether it be YouTube, which we're on live right now, or Odyssey or BitChute or any of these other places like Rumble. Most of these people are pretty reserved, and this is the outlet that they have for those moments that they can do. But don't let that overtake you. Just reach out and grab people that you enjoy watching, because that can lead to some great conversations. Really can. Just saw that Cameron came back on Mean because his niece and sister talked about how much Miss Marvel meant to his niece. I think that was very sweet. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. What's up, Olympian Pictures? Good to see you. Found you through Hollywood Scholar. Yeah, Hollywood Scholar is here and fantastic. And I know we're talking about having a new stream here in the future. I think that's the Sons of Phoenix or something that he does over there that I get invited to. That's a good time. Theme park is what I meant. Can't spell. Yeah. Again, it was in a conversation between Uncle Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy. There was conversation around what was going on with Force Awakens, and they're what we used to call rushes or dailies. Uncle Bob was reviewing with Kathleen Kennedy for Force Awakens, and it came up that they wanted to change the direction for the theme park development that was already well underway and in a position to be constructed quickly. That was the original plan, and so there you go. Yeah, back on that subject, or at least reviewing it. Hey, good to see you, TZ Barton. T-shirted historian is here. Good to see you. Yeah, after hidden fees, transportation and food. Yeah, look. I'm not going to argue with you. You go to Disney World or do anything or any theme park, even if it's Universal. Although Universal's a little bit less expensive. Let me tell you, you can take advantage of a lot more nice experiences. I'm going to say nicer experiences, less expensive. You can do better financially right now at uni, and that's why I've been very positive about uni. But like I said, I'm willing to point the finger at all this stuff all the way. Anything that any of them are doing wrong, I'm not going to shy away from saying you were doing this wrong, or you should change your hiring practices, or you have bad business, whatever. Like I said, I'm never shying away from that. But oh wait, I didn't read from this. Yeah, the swapping of the lightsaber. Yeah, again, that was supposed to take place behind a barrier. The lightsaber was supposed to come out, then she was supposed to cross behind something, and I'm not sure if there was some restriction that was put in place for some safety reason that doesn't happen. Don't know, but the setting it down and picking up the battle saber, for lack of a better term, I mean, it's so obvious and terrible. I mean, and it hasn't gotten better from descriptions. Yeah, executive producer Sol Leibowitz says, I'll stream with Pops. I'm even older and less reliable. I will tell, I will yell at clouds and wish you had your, you guys are funny. Most people here on YouTube are introverted. They're only extroverted here. Is this like a personal attack or something? Yes. Is that like a personal attack or something? Yes, it is. Biggles Mets. He changed the name. It is Saturday. Oh, okay. I forgot what he changed it to. Yeah, it's a different show. Yeah, you guys would be funny together. Yeah, Trevorrow's Duel of the Fate script was pretty amazing, no doubt. Let's see. He's here. Hollywood Scholar. Here he is. He's right here. It's the SJW show. Scholars Judicial Wrath. Oh, all right. It's a strange name. I wonder why you picked those initials. Oh, you wanted oxygen to be able to breathe in your room? That's going to cost you extra. Did you see $23 for a mixed drink, kids? Holy smoke. It's like going to a New York upscale bar. Trendy place. None of this was supposed to take place. No, it really wasn't. What's going on, Night's End? Good to see you, Josh. Hope you're doing well. Hope your channel's popping, boo. Is that a lightsaber even safe to set on the ground without padding? 2 tape measures and some LED lights. It is. Whew. I'm telling you right now, um, I would be very gentle with it. There are only two of them, as far as I'm to understand, or at least there were only two of them when they started doing this. The retracting it has to be done very, 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 very carefully. I put a lot of varies there for a reason. So, where did you come up for the where did you come up with the title for the show? Or mine or theirs? I don't know. My show came out of, just being the pre-Friday show to hang out in the lounge before we all checked out all the amazing programs, which is why I kind of like to talk about everything that's, coming up for the week. I have a feeling Disney's going to be on everybody's mind, just like we were just talking about the Starcruiser, for this reason. And this just got pumped out there by Mr. John F. Trent over at Bounding into Comics. But this comes from a very low, it's not, this was originally a rumor, which John obviously updated it to report Disney's going to be including gay relationship in the Lightyear movie. And again, this isn't a surprising thing. This is something I'd heard about. They are restoring a same-sex kiss to this, but this is also going to break down another property that they own obviously in Pixar with Toy Story, but they're going to essentially, break down, deconstruct this character, Buzz Lightyear, by setting it as the real Buzz Lightyear in not the toy Buzz Lightyear. So, because it's being voiced by a different person, a whole lot of other reasons that it's very convoluted explanation. But a new report claims that Walt Disney Company and Pixar will include a gay relationship in their upcoming Lightyear film. This is not a surprise, nor is it a big deal. This new report comes from Variety and claims that the source informed them that the film does feature significant female character Hawthorne, voiced by Uzo Aduba, who is in a meaningful relationship with another woman. And again, this happens pretty much on the regular now within Disney Animation and Pixar. I mean, if you saw the film Onward, I mean, there are references to, that same circumstance. It's kind of just, the question is, does it matter? I don't think so. But the report goes on to add that Pixar and Disney reportedly had cut a kiss between these two characters, but it has now been restored following the revelation that the company is opposing the Florida bill aiming at preventing instruction of gender identity and sexual orientation to school children in kindergarten through third grade. That's right. That's exactly what the bill does. It doesn't say any of the things, of course, that the cutesy nickname for it does. That's kind of a cool picture, right? I think so. Yeah. Really not all that. I don't know why this is a big deal. The scooper and film critic. Oh gosh, I'm those are strong positive statements about Grace Randolph, but okay. Previously claimed Lightyear would have a substantial LGBT representation back in November. Well, we already knew that. She wrote on Twitter, I know some of you are disheartened by the Eternals Rotten Tomatoes score, considering it features the first LGBT couple in the MCU, but don't worry, Disney is not giving up. I hear there's substantial LGBT representation in Lightyear as well. Not Buzz, another character, she added. Of course, she had to add not Buzz, because that would have caused like a storm. But I didn't even care about Eternals at all. None of this stuff matters. What's interesting is, as much as we go through what they did over at Bounding, this is the article from Variety. I wanted to pull it up. So we could go through it. Let's see what you guys are saying though. Yeah, Tornoculus B. Why? It's a cartoon. It's a good question. Yeah. So yeah, you guys are having some pushback there. Hey, what's up, Chris Bliss? Moses with glasses. Thank you for that. I don't give honestly, I don't give Disney much room in my mind. Never was a fan, especially now, says Shrap. Anyone else find it odd that Buzz Lightyear which was conceived as a mock sci-fi property that a kid would have toys based on, has evolved into a real property? I find, yes, irony. And yeah, irony. Also, I thought Jessie was Buzz's girlfriend. It doesn't have anything to do with Buzz, I don't think. Sorry, I actually meant, where did I come up with Culture Casino? Oh, um, kind of because I thought that at the time, and I still do, that the multiple industries that make up entertainment are kind of gambling with our culture, with pop culture, and hence the name Culture Casino. You know, and this is the one place you don't gamble with it. I'm happy to. And if you do, you're always going to win. So it's a play on words. Um, I live a few miles away from a wildlife park. Lots of animals, a few roller coasters, fairly relaxing and nice. Big parks are too much of a stress for me. I hear you, Carries. Um, it's still a cartoon, and the word grooming, you know, and this is a lot of what's, people that are in favor of the bill that was passed in Florida that'll be signed into law. If it hasn't been already, I haven't paid that close of attention. Um, but they're the ones saying that this is an anti-grooming bill, and of course the people here are saying this other thing, which isn't true. And I'm not sure either moniker is fair. If you read the bill, all it does is it prevents teachers, school districts, any person in education putting those types of thoughts into the minds of kindergartners through third grade. So at fourth grade, maybe you can start teaching some of the stuff. I think that it's safer to put it in the hands of parents. I think that parents should be informed at every level what their children are being taught. And that would include any kind of nuance where you're trying to put anything in their mind that, may be a problem for, a traditional household. But does this go along with that? I don't know. And because we don't do politics, I'm not going to talk about the destruction of the nuclear family, but it is what it is. So, um, will the same-sex kiss in the Disney movie be part of the story or a subliminal ad for Doritos? I think it's probably the ad for Doritos thing. Executive producer Sol Leibowitz. I think that's probably it. Yeah, there are some great picks. And Rudolph. Yeah, I know. Sorry, guys. There are some neat-looking things in the Lightyear movie. Absolutely. I think they did a great job. The animation is incredible. It really is. That seems like common sense. We didn't have, any of that. Yeah, we didn't have those types of classes until junior high. I know, Andrew. I know. The Nocturnals. I fell asleep before I could finish it, says Small Time Republic. Yes, the Eternals. It's a terrible film. What's up there, Captain Trek? Good to see you. Grace Randolph stabs elderly people at highway rest stops and habitually sexually assaults wild animals. Interesting look. I did not know that. This is allegedly, I'm going to say, because I can't confirm that, but Wookie seems to think that's the case. But I will say this: I would tip towards the side of not teaching kids this stuff. I think putting Disney's stamp on something that's against that kind of legislation makes people question whether or not you're at all a family company anymore. And I think that's fair. In fact, I'm one of the people that's been doing the questioning. And had Mr. Grant Gregory had the time to get the video edited that I was going to put out today, which is coming out on Monday, you'd see my thoughts around what a recent event that we'll talk about a little bit later, and that will definitely be talked about over the course of the weekend. Let's see. When are we going to play Elden Ring together? It's fantastic. It's so massive, and much more forgiving than Dark Souls 3. Well, then maybe t-shirted one we will do so. T-shirted historian and our good friend Yellow Flash are the ones who put me up to playing Dark Souls 3 and sucking the very soul out of my body and replacing it with a dark one. Indeed. Wow, it was terrible. So politics has become a cancer, says Whiskey Jack. Why on earth would anyone want to inject it into a cartoon based on toys children play with? I don't know. And especially in this animation form, which appeals to children. Actually, I do know. It's the same reason we talk about all the time across the board. Like I said, you can make an argument for this to be in adult properties, right? You can't do it for something that, most parents in a nuclear family would approve of. I mean, this is just, there's not a conversation to be had around this. But from the Variety article, I mean, they get on board with it. On March 9th, they sent a joint statement, Pixar and Walt Disney Animation, to the Walt Disney Company, claiming that they actively censored overtly gay affection. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I saw it, and but honestly, what does this really do? Not a lot. I mean, and it'll get cut out of where? And if this thing goes to China or some of the other markets where these types of things are, forbidden, sorry. I mean, Disney has a terrible track record for following through, right? They don't keep the intellectual honesty throughout all of their business dealings, and that's a problem, right? I mean, if you're gonna go this way, maybe go this way all the way, but they won't, and they get no backlash for it, which is ridiculous. I mean, you have countries around the world where this is seen as an issue. Here in the United States, it's not, because it isn't. But pushing this stuff on kids is a problem. It is what it is. Anyway, this comes on all that. The letter claimed we at Pixar have personally witnessed beautiful stories full of diverse characters. I'm really starting to hate the word diverse, by the way. Come back from Disney. Corporate reviews shaved down to crumbs of what they once were. Nearly every moment of overtly gay affection is cut at Disney's behest, regardless of when there is protest from both creative teams and executive leadership at Pixar. The employees claimed even if creating the character content was the answer to fixing the discriminatory legislation in the world, we're being barred from creating it. Well, clearly not. It was created. Whether or not it makes the cut of a film is something else entirely. Along with the alleged removal of these symbols, Variety reports other sources said that same-sex couples were also removed from the background of these films. All right. I wonder if they're calling them out for this business in China, because you remember what happened with the Star Wars films, right? It's just weird. Blue-eyed Roof Korean the Based says there's a lot of truth of the matter that if Disney employees are scared Flora will cut off their supply of malleable souls, if this is the hill they defend. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. And again, I mean, some of this stuff, and of course, this Lightyear story is part of all of this conversation. Um, some of this stuff is adult consideration, right? You have to. They're trying to introduce these ideas that the coming of age story is like at age 12. They're always trying to lower the bar when it comes to age, and I think that. I think that you're dealing with a lot of undeveloped minds. I think that you're dealing with a lot of different types of families and parenting. And I don't think that the government should be involved in any of that. And again, it feeds into the idea that there are people out there that want the government to raise children, which it should not do. The government doing anything, I'm sure we can all agree on this, is terrible at it. They're terrible at it. They can do a handful of things, and that's it. And that's all they should be relied upon to do. But again, that's politics. I don't want to get into all of that. I will say that when it comes to this, I think Disney's in a rough position, and they have been for a while. If you go back 2 years, I think the video is still up on my channel. I talk about the fact that Disney's no longer a family company, and they haven't been for a while. So, what does that tell you? Let's see. But no one says that other theme park people are saying. Some man in the park interviews at Universal and others would be interesting. Oh, 100%. 100%. That's because Disney is run by, well, based on the stuff that's been happening lately, Wookie and other things, you're going to find, and this is across the entire entertainment sphere, you're going to find people who are bad, especially towards children, and anybody who's in that particular mindset, and in my opinion, that kind of mentally ill. Those folks are those folks are going to gravitate towards children. And that's not me with an opinion statement. That's me with a factual statement based on what psychiatrists, psychologists, people who would know have told us. That, they're that's their MO, their modus operandi, for lack of a better term. Let's see. We'd be watching the TV Halo series. I'm going to watch just enough of it to roast it, because based on what I know so far, everything I have seen, little bits that I've been able to see, clips, it looks terrible. Doesn't look like Halo. Well, let me put it this way. It doesn't feel like Halo. Look is there. There's some look there. But consider this: they've already admitted to substantially changing it. They're not invested or involved in the show enough to have, even played the game or being involved in the lore. The actor, Pablo Schreiber, he admits that he never played the game until he was cast for the role. Of course, he's in his 40s. I mean, come on. This is what it is. Yeah, that's probably a good way to put it. They want to recruit kids. I think that's some of it. I don't know. Let's see. Good luck trying to find middle ground with this issue and with children. No, there is no middle ground. Always protect children, and that's the problem. You come out on this side of, kids are innocent. We want to preserve their innocence as long as possible. I mean, that's important, right? They don't need to start developing a harsh worldview right away. They should have, all of the childhood joy we all had growing up. You don't foist them into the world. So we'll have to see. I can't see a lot of any affection in Toy Story at all, anywhere. So I don't know. And Soul Assassin's right. Kids should be left alone to enjoy their childhoods. That's 100%. I couldn't argue it any better to say that. Leave them alone. Let them be kids. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Dr. Coffin-Nails? No, you're fine. The files are manipulating the LGBT, and they're falling for it. Well, it's a problem. It's a problem indeed. Yeah, and the Star Wars films where people kept calling Rey a Mary Sue. Yeah, and like I said, I mean, they took that one thing that would not have offended anything in no one in the United States. They cut that out of the film in China and in other countries where it's not acceptable to that culture. So there you go. Blue-eyed Roof Curry in the base for $2 says adults making decisions are underdeveloped. Yeah, I agree with you. Right now, you can watch just in the storytelling, right? Let's boil it down to that. In the storytelling for a lot of modern things, it's incredibly superficial. It's also where all of these news readers, right, that are out there in the world, that I should just say editorialists, that's probably more accurate, they focus on the base level human stuff rather than actual information. And look, the minute you start to brand things, right, because the science, the message, all these things, right, and the reason and changing the meaning of words or mischaracterizing somebody's position by disingenuously naming something, I mean, come on. These are manipulative ways of going about things that are not seated either in truth or reality. But yeah, and you look at entertainment, it's all polluted with underboiled, undercooked, I think that's both the same thing, but undercooked ideas. I mean, it kind of pushes us into the next thing. And yeah, Sesame Street's pushing the same agenda, 100%. You're seeing that now. Again, you're seeing this in beloved other properties that kids often get a chance to see, that we remember fondly as Fraggle Rock. We're seeing it, with the pop culture influences. I mean, Disney Plus has a show you've never heard of that's called Ned. and it's a talk show with an alien. It's co-produced with Jim Henson Productions. One of the people that works on it was an accused bad behavior person in their lifetime. The multiple counts that would have been criminal against them had exceeded their statutory period, and therefore they could not be held liable for their behavior criminally. So, but they still work for the Henson Company and are working on this Disney Plus show. Now, those allegations were allegations, but they're there. And I'm going to say this, and a lot of shade gets thrown at Disney. It does, and some of it's deserved. Again, it's like this is this. Let's talk in a broader concept. Let's step back from this. Broader concept is you have a group of policemen. Policemen, as a rule, aren't bad. There are a few bad policemen. Doctors, there's a group of doctors. All doctors are, appreciated, but there are a group of them that are bad. Same goes for anything. In large groups, it's just a group, but of that group, there are a few people that are not the best. Can't always saddle everything in that, or couch everything in that way. I think that's unfair. But when it comes to Disney, right now they are being leveraged. I would never have put any company that like that in that position. If I were an executive there, a board member, whatever, I'd have been like, there is no way we can allow ourselves to get put in this position that it's going to continue to happen. You are permanently now in a leveraged position. And in fact, employees at Disney are taking advantage of this so that they don't have to relocate from California to Florida. We talked about it a little bit on Midnight's Edge. I'll talk about it more blatantly here. This particular thing right now is being used by employees, specifically, departments that don't want to relocate to Florida, don't want to uproot their life. I get that. You don't want to move, but something else that you may not believe in or have any depth in. Because you talk to the average person, right? Are they going to know to the depth that you and I know, those of us here in the chat know, the 60 people that are in this particular live stream right now, 60 plus people. I don't know how actually many people. There's a minimum of 60 people in here right now. But do they have the depth of understanding of what this bill is? If they read it, it's not like a whole lot of pages. It's not going to consume a lot of your time. It's been broken down pretty cleanly as to what it's actually made up of. You have people that have done it live on their streams, but of course, because it's mischaracterized, it's named the way it is by the media. In fact, that's why Governor DeSantis at the time, he came out and said to the reporter, shot the reporter down right there, and basically said, the reporter asked the question, he says, "What does the bill say?" No, what does the bill say? Trying to get the reporter to be intellectually honest. It's almost impossible now because they're all so corrupted. Again, objectivity, subjectivity, different things. What's more valuable when it comes to news and information? Anyway. That was fun. Thanks for that. But it feeds into the next story that I know we're going to be talking about this entire weekend, and it's this crap. Because politics has infested everything, right? You end up with Stacey Abrams being represented on a freaking Star Trek show. Come on. The champion of nothingness. Democrat and Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams made a special guest appearance in the season 4 finale of STD as the president of United Earth, trying to couch her as a leader. That's funny as hell. The Hollywood favorite, Abrams announced her plans to run for governor. Yeah, we know. You already lost. You This lady. I'm running for governor because the opportunity in our state shouldn't be determined by zip code, background, or access to power. None of those things make sense. Explain one of those things. I dare you. You can't. Such a disingenuous human being. Despite the help of Hollywood heavyweight celebrities such as Oprah, Michael B. Jordan, Common, Will Ferrell, Abrams still lost the 2018 Georgia gubernatorial election. And since 2018 election, Abrams' likability in the state has taken a hit. Of course it has. Abrams has publicly refused to concede the fact that she lost the election, accusing her opponents in the GOP of voter suppression and systematic racism. Yeah, whatever. As noted above, in the series finale of STD, entitled Coming Home, Abrams made a cameo as the president of United Earth. And I guarantee you we'll be talking about that. Vacuous, vapid, lots of great adjectives can go along with that particular person and their opinions on the world as it is, not to mention that they misrepresent a lot of information and facts. You want to talk about misinformation? Follow Stacey Abrams. Oh, gosh, sorry. I'm going to catch up with you guys. I know I'm skipping through a lot of things. Yep. Ned, thank you. Yeah. A lot of people don't know about that show. Culture, your hair is almost back to full length. It's getting there. It's longer than collar length, but it's at that weird thing where it curls up. So it'll take a little while. We're almost there. Yeah. The magic word is always allegedly. When I'm saying these things, allegedly. There's a reason for that. Is Earth to Ned good? No. No. There's political garbage in that as well. There's political garbage in everything now. Unless it's an independent product, unless it's somebody that you know is going out of their way to limit the garbage that's in it, you just be prepared for it. It's everywhere. Can't get away from it. It's why there are things that are surprises, right? You know, with a little bit of creeping into it, the new Superman thing over on CW, the only good thing on CW, right? You have great shows, right? We were talking about this on Latino Slant channel a couple days ago. I was a guest over there. I was very grateful for that. Stepped away for a moment from Scott's show on Wednesday to go hang out with Latino Slant and Pauly and talk to a creator that put together a show that is very good, represents the culture, the Latino culture very well. It's called Promised Land, and it was buried by the network that it's supposed to be on at a 10:01 p.m. time slot. That's not where you put a show that you want to be successful. That's not a prime time placement. Nobody's watching that, and your target audience isn't. So what was the point of doing that? Well, despite placing it in a terrible spot, the thing still rocked 1.8 million, almost 2 million people buried at 10 p.m. It's a good show. Had appeal. Lots of people interested. Now it's over on Hulu. Crap. It's crap. The original German Sesame Street Muppets had to leave and make place for Elmo. 40 years of history erased. 100%. Elmo kicked them out after 40 years. Yeah. Let's see. Where are we at? Disney employees are using this as a shield for their own agenda. 100%, Kathy. Yeah. Star Trek is definitely dead. Not my president. Yeah. Or governor either. Ha, ha, ha. Goober. Yeah. Gubernatorial. Yeah. That was a great meme. If you guys haven't joined the Gilded server yet, and hopefully my mods have the link to that because I'm not disposed to putting that out there in the moment. But for those of you, if you get a chance, you can join my Gilded server. Monkey Jeebus has started posting memes in there. There's a meme channel. Some of them made them into the main feed, but that's fine. We're going to continue to add little channels over there on the Gilded server, and just make it more interactive. Because when I am available, I have it on my phone, so like I see updates and stuff, but usually it means I'm away. But it's a lot of fun to just banter back and forth over there. Everybody that you see in the streams finds their way over there, and we're all kind of tying together. So you'll see Nick's people there, you'll see Toxic Man Flu Comics Division. We're all going to start to flesh these out. Midnight's Edge is putting one together. So Yeah, it'll be a good way, and it's less like Discord in that, it's not going to get us canceled, right? Oh, I'm sorry, Dragon Master 360. You probably should get some rest. I apologize. It's rough. We got some rough issues we're going on right now. What is Discovery? Yeah, they're not discovering much. They're discovering how to lose fans every single show. Blue-eyed Roof Curry in the base for $2 says, I've disavowed you of your narrative, or disavailed you of your narrative, Ron DeSantis. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and you're right, Ruben. Christopher Haynes. Hey, what's up, Ruben? Good to see you, buddy. It is disturbing propaganda. It's constant, continuous. It truly is. Yeah, Kurtwood Smith greater than Stacey Abrams. There you go. Yeah, Dapper Bard game. This is discussing politicians shouldn't be characters in shows, movies, if they are still working in government. Well, I mean, she doesn't currently have a government gig, but she's trying to get a government gig. Like you said, it's an effort to try to make her appear something, right? In a state where don't even get me started. Yeah, Tyler Perry is greater than Stacey Abrams. I agree. And Tyler Perry, whether or not this comes about, he's somebody who's trying to fight back against the laws that was put in place, which would require that you be able to properly identify yourself in order to be able to vote. I just don't see a problem with that. I mean, you go to a bank and you want to take money out of an account, don't they have to verify who you are to get that money? And don't you think your vote is slightly more important than any of that? Don't you think that the most important thing to you and your well-being outside of, your general health and welfare is you being able to predetermine choices for yourself, and beyond that, be able to shape, what happens in the future? That's called voting. We're not going to get into a voting discussion here, but that's what it is. Yeah, it's great to chat with everybody. Absolutely, Rob Altus, 100. Thank you for that, Captain Trek. I truly appreciate it. There it is. Gilded is far better than Discord so far, and I'm learning how to use webhooks so I can promote other people's channels. So as I continue to do that, I'll keep at it. Looks like Chernobyl is here. Good to see you. Did you hear about Image Comics closing their offices? That rings a bell. I know that. I'm going to look that up in real time. Why not? I know that DC they got ousted. Sorry, I'm not finding it. That's a bummer. I'll need to look it up, but it wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me that it already happened. Chernobyl. EVS did report on it earlier. Oh man, I didn't get a chance. I was on Midnight's Edge in the morning. Oh man, EVS has been breaking some great stuff. All of it accurate. I mean, the DC stuff, yep, they lost their space. They're on shared desks now. You got all kinds of stuff. Based on things I've heard, there's going to be a flurry of pink paper floating around Warner. Just saying. Just saying. State of Decay for sure. Hey, Tina. Yes, I did see the casting for the new Captain Kirk. And again, he doesn't look anything like Kirk. But then again, Kelvin Timeline could explain that. Also, they're changing lore. I mean, for what it's worth. It's just weird. What's up, Chris Mead? Ethan was laughing about that earlier. Oh, I mean, I'm gonna have to go back and watch now. Thank you for that, everyone. You guys are great. But yeah, Image is closing some of their offices, and Ethan is okay. Good. Thank you for that. You guys are awesome. Thanks for keeping me up to speed. See, when I'm on other streams, you guys keep me updated. That's another reason to have the Gilded like server thing, because we can pass each other news that maybe not everybody caught. I love the ability to be able to communicate. It's one of the reasons why I love this particular platform. So for the 60 plus of you that have been here and the 70 that we've had at certain points, it's pretty good. Yeah, DC is definitely dead company. Stands are mad that EVS and many others said DC was evicted from their office building. Let the meltdown begin. Absolutely. And you know what? Prime space, why are you going to waste it on something that, people are obviously doing from home? You're essentially tanking. I mean, seriously, you have a whole industry that's intentionally tanking itself. They don't see it that way. I mean, I don't even want to get on it. You guys are going to make me irritated all over again. EVS is pretty happy. He was forced out about now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. He's doing great. Cyberfrog's killing it. Everything he's putting his hands on is gold. How can a planet so wrapped in racism and misogyny elect Stacey Abrams? Good question. Accidental tourist. Kelvin Timeline has more soy. Change my mind. Nope, can't. Pink Paper, new comic. No. Now, sometimes when you're informed that you aren't going to be gainfully employed, let's say, you get something on a piece of pink paper. Get out. Bounding into comics is usually the source, really. That's right. Warner, the Pink Slip Massacre. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Interestingly enough, right? I mean, Jason Kilar was brought in to do just that, right? He was there to start, trimming the fat, getting rid of the dead weight and all of that. And to a certain extent, he started the process. You're going to start seeing it now at full speed because Zaslav's moving on to the lot. I keep saying this, it's actually happening. So he's going to operate from Warner. He's going to do it aggressively, and you will have to sing for your supper. And if you can't, you're going to be gone. I predict you will see people more closely associated with Snyder and success than you will see people associated with Sarnoff and Hamada and failure. Just saying. I said in the Midnight's Edge stream, when they talked about the Captain Kirk casting, it looks like a younger Willem Dafoe. That's an interesting perspective. Yeah, mountain oysters. No, thank you. We'll see what the industry is doing as a bug. They see it as a feature. That's right. We see it as a bug. They see it as a feature. Absolutely. It's kind of like when people who actually already changed over to Windows 11. We gotta figure out a way to make everything more Linux friendly so that we can abandon broken stuff. Really do. DC Comics had a 3-story building. They hemorrhaged money like you wouldn't believe to save money, kick them to the curb, and then fire more of them if they can't make a profit. Look, they're almost better off like just hiring somebody else to do their comics, right? Like reaching out, like Peddlin' Pete over at Alterna, or maybe even, some of the folks like EVS, right, and the independent movement. Say, hey, could you guys create these books and do it under pseudonyms? Just shh. At least they'd get good material. Warner should do cage matches. There you go. But it's not going to change anything. I mean, you can see the downward spiral of Paramount. You see the downward spiral of Warner. You see what Disney's doing. Disney's not in a position to do that. Warner might be. You have a fresh infusion of potential cash with like 1.7. I want to say billion, but I think that's wrong. Shares of stock, 1.7 million shares of stock that'll be available again in the near future. Fresh cash infusion. I think it's billion. I don't know, but it's a lot. When they actually get this spinoff completed, they will have access to more cash or the ability to get it easily. A lot of people are going to be in on that, on the spinoff. I don't blame them. So yeah, Linux for the win. Absolutely, Trinoculus. I'm on Linux. I don't have to worry about Windows. Absolutely. CC, will the new James T. Kirk be? Well, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make him bisexual. And it's definitely a subliminal ad for Doritos. I think that's what I'm going to start calling it. Thank you for that idea there, executive producer Sol Leibowitz. It is definitely a subliminal ad for Doritos. Speaking of William Dafoe, anyone else think Robert Redford would have made a great Norman Osborn's too old? Too old. Scott wants his kids comics to come to pass. That'd be cool. Watching a stream on Raspberry Pi. Absolutely. Thanks for that. I have to actually, I'm actually going to build, and you're going to laugh, but this is a real term. I'm going to build myself a pie hole. I need to get a hold of Pablo. He's going to walk me through doing that, because Raspberry Pi or any you can use any of the board computers. Oh my gosh, my brain just turned off. Raspberry Pi and Arduino. You can do a lot of really cool stuff with them. Arduinos also can be used as controllers with a series of controller cards, parallax cards, to run animatronics and stuff. Yeah, it works really well. Too bad you can't come out with a limited Linux set for newbies like me, and then you can add on later. There's some pretty decent stuff out there that you can start on. Rumor has it Pink was chosen so the notice would stand out from the rest of the poor guy's paperwork, but historians haven't been able to find any companies that actually fired people like this. Well, I like the story. Why are you trying to ruin our colloquialisms? I'm just kidding. It's good to see you, Tina. Thank you for that. See, this I like it when Tina brings the knowledge. Hey, there's Kai. Once you're set up, will you have to shut your pie hole, or would you keep it open for ventilation? LOL. No, the nice thing about that is it essentially is an anonymizer, but it does it for everything. It's kind of like it's a very versatile firewall, for lack of a better thing. You can bypass some stuff, and if you like to go diving into things a little deeper than normal, you can be protected. Let's see. Raspberry Pi 400 is wonderful. Still exploring ARM OS for it. Okay. ARM OS. Okay. They're going to use Kirk Spock fanfic from the 70s an excuse to make him buy. Well, there you go. I will be starting a Discord chat for our Linux brothers and sisters of the Fellowfish. That'll be amazing, Ruben Christopher Haynes, because you'll help me, regain some skills. Consider doing it on Gilded and join my Gilded server if you wouldn't mind. I'd appreciate that. Tina's laughing. Pink came and sang for your last day. Well, there you go. Tina corrects Odin and puts him in his place. Tina corrects everybody. I like it when Tina's around. I think she wants to move down to the villages in Florida in order to be able to hang out with the boss and I think that's Tina's plan. I think she said as much. Thanks for throwing that back out there, Captain Trek. Captain Trek is killing it, folks. Hopefully you guys are checking out his shows in the morning before mine when he's able to have them. He does a great job. Pink slip can also refer to ownership papers for a car. That's true. Little Deuce Coupe. Oh, wait. Little Deuce Coupe. I started singing Little Saint Nick tune. That was weird. I don't know what happened there. What's up, Trav? Good to see you. Let's see. Tommy's here. Hi, Tommy. I love Tommy. Tommy's great. Tommy protects everybody. He's like your own personal pit bull, at least for the Fellowship anyway. 409, 409, 409, 409. So great. Culture and the boss moved to Florida, or we will be, yeah, because they heard of all the no. We're building a house, and nowhere near the villages. Anyway, all right, let's get to the last thing before we wander off to other places for the day, because we're coming up on start time for some of the other shows. We started to talk about this a little bit. Of course, this is the new Halo show. Halo showrunner Stephen Kane says writing team didn't look at or talk about the game. We talked about the characters in the world. Think this is going to be a good show? Does that look like Master Chief to you? The red flags continue to fly for Paramount Plus' upcoming Halo series, as in a recent interview, showrunner Stephen Kane has revealed that despite penning over 265 drafts, which I talked about this morning on the 6 Minute Daily, they spent $90 million plus on this show, almost $100 million on this show. 265 drafts for the live action adaptation. He had the writing team did not look or talk about the original games in any capacity. Kane revealed the Halo's writers' room proud ignorance of Master Chief's original video game outings during a recent interview with Variety, given alongside various members of the production team in promotion of the series' upcoming premiere. Speaking with the trade outlet, he asserted, "We didn't look at the game. We didn't talk about the game. We talked about the characters and the world. So I never felt limited by it being a game." This makes me crazy. This makes me crazy. This is one of my favorite games of all time. This is the thing that made it so, I got deeply involved in gaming. I wanted to learn how to do all of this stuff. I wanted to learn how to do the modeling. I wanted to learn how to, to write code and all the other stuff. This was the game. This was the game. This is the game that I hosted LAN parties for with the original Xbox. This was the game. Trav, thank you for the super sticker. Trav 101 with a £2 sterling super sticker. Appreciate you for that, my friend. Of course, that is a little fist handshake there. I love that. But they never played the game. Never once played the game. And I mentioned it before. I am slightly angry. I am. Look, every once in a while, you guys, they ruin a property, perfectly good property, something that you didn't have to change. It had everything perfect about it. Everything was perfect about it. Mass Effect, when they do that, when you see that, same thing, they're going to ruin the shit out of it. And I just said a bad word on my channel. That's how upset I am. Turning to the topic of Master Chief himself, the showrunner asserted, he's everybody, right? He's you, he's me, he's a 6-year-old girl, he's a 15-year-old person in a different country. Whoever plays the game is him. No. You can identify with the Master Chief no matter what you are, but the Master Chief is not a 6-year-old girl. It's not a 15-year-old person. It doesn't matter the country part. None of that matters. The ethnicity, whatever. Master Chief's Master Chief. Master Chief has none of these attributes. There are no immutables assigned to him. So in that sense, maybe that's what they're talking about. But he's not everybody. He's Master Chief. He acts a particular way. And Master Chief's a male. Master Chief is Master Chief. I'm sorry. I'm just pissed. We're going to tell a story about a man discovering his own humanity. That's not what he did. He protected humanity. He defended humanity. He fought for humanity. In so doing, he's invited the audience to discover that guy's humanity too. Well, that apparently, outside of Cortana, excuse me. I always do that. Outside of Cortana, how many females were you introduced to in this game? In that military structured game? First, second, third. Help me out. Other than some leaders, help me out. There are characters that are mentioned once in a book that I was able to give a whole backstory to, and other characters that were already well written that I just had to drop in. I have to give credit to Microsoft. They didn't write the game, jerkweed. You can pitch them something brand new, and unless it really complicated them in terms of canon or values of the show, they embraced it. In other words, they didn't care. By the way, you see this female character here? This is that's the lead of the show. I don't want to tell you that. That's the lead of the show. You keep seeing pictures of her. It's the lead of the show. That's Cortana. I'm losing my mind, folks. Losing my mind. At least they got some of the ships and stuff right. I don't know. Let's talk about it. How can you adapt something without knowing the world? It's like adapting a book with only the title. And I think that's kind of the point, Dapper Bard Games. I think that is. I really do. She looks like Danny K. Yeah. All right. Fighting a war for the fate of life in the universe, and you still got time to dye your hair pink. Sure. What's up, Olaf? It's good to see you. Sorry, I'm a little upset. Yeah, Culture is a fine man who knows his games. LOL. Well, not really. But I played games. I loved Halo. I will go and grab the original Xbox sometime and set it up and show you all just how much I loved everything. Limited by being a game, ridiculous. Absolutely. What's up, Grim? No. I miss it. Okay, so who wouldn't want to jump? Right? Did you guys watch ever Red versus Blue, like the original Rooster Teeth? Right, that was the original Rooster Teeth. Was Red versus Blue, the machinima video? I don't know, cartoon. I don't even know what you call it anymore. We called it machinima back then, but I loved it. It was so well done, and I was again invested in this game, and everybody was. It's why it was funny. You could watch that Red versus Blue till you were, you just kept repeating it. I had it. I've signed copy. So mad. You and Kat should review the show when it comes out. It's going to be a shit show. Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to hang out with Hijabi Gamer. Kat's awesome. Really great. Was just on with Tuesday Night Main Event. That was a good one too. I'm going to hate this show, and I'm saying that as a gamer who's finished all the Halos. Yeah. Yep. That source is wrong. It's not the 2001 video game. It's the remaster, at least. Yeah. What's up, Martin Vasquez? Good to see you. A lot of people are not exactly. Yeah, another property ruined. Yeah, a lot of people are not excited about this. Blue Eyed Roof Korean, the base for $5 says, since you understand economics, how will productions in Hollywoods react to higher interest rates? They prepared for recessions, bond yields inverted. I don't think they are. Again, they have a lot of outside income coming, and you know what I'm talking about. But I think that it's going to start to collapse in on itself. Tom and I have been talking about this, Blue Eyed Roof Korean, where you're starting to see, models of the past exposed for the similar kinds of financing practices that are happening now. Even in the major studios. I think that yeah, if with an incoming recession, which the Fed's trying to prevent, I guess somehow, they have to stop inflationary pressures instead of doubling down and helping the people that are pushing them. And I think that you're going to see the mid majors be the first ones to start to really struggle. And I don't know. I don't think they're prepared at all, though. If that's the primary question here, I don't think they're prepared. Higher interest rates are going to hurt them. Money not going as far is going to really hurt them. Like, it's the same thing you've asked before in a different way. If you want to hurt these productions, make it more costly to make the production, make the materials and everything else associated with it more difficult to obtain. One of the ways to stop something is to stop having the materials required to make it. And that's how you harm Hollywood. It's one of the reasons why I was hoping IATSE would, stand a little tougher for a little longer, because it would make Hollywood have to work harder to regain an audience when they did eventually come back. So we'll have to see. It's John 117. Yes, that's true. Yeah, that's right. Master Chief. Yep. John 117. That's right. Halo, the lifestyle brand. And this is the other problem. This is the very thing that Disney has done with everything that they've acquired, which is destroyed them slowly over time. You created lifestyle brand out of everything. And you, to a certain extent, you can be successful doing that. And you can do that for a long period of time, as long as you keep, the fundamentals intact. But they've abandoned all the fundamentals across the board and everything they've acquired. So there you go. CC says a bad word. Viewer count hits a high for the day. Absolutely. I did say a bad word. I don't say bad words. Master Chief is a gravelly voice in a ton of olive drab armor, a golden visor. That's it. He speaks laconically. Yeah, when he does speak, which isn't often when he deigns to speak, he kills aliens and he's not afraid of anyone or anything. He's pretty awesome, to be honest with you. Culture Casino, compared to Cat, Hijabi Gamer, you're very chill on the Halo show. Yeah, well, I'm irritated. I'm crazy and unhappy about it. What's up, James Ritter? John exists. He has a backstory. He isn't an empty shell. Right. And let me tell you, I didn't need any more depth than that. Just like I didn't need to know all the backstory for freaking John Rambo the way that, somebody else wants to flesh him out. What they gave me when I first saw him in First Blood was good enough. It is what it is. I know we were at 69. It was perfect. We're running out of time because the show over on the other network is about to start. I like to say, with my friends over there. Speaking of which, I will officially be in San Antonio next Thursday, and I will be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So if you're in the San Antonio area, stay tuned to here, my channel, of course, and the Gilded server, as I'll put updates of any plans that I have that will allow me to engage with everybody. So that'll be fantastic. I'm very excited about that. She is 75% of the trailer. Have you noticed that's a new thing? When they're going to replace a character, just see how long the character's actually in the trailer. Hopefully you were paying attention during the Obi-Wan trailer. Hey, subverting your expectations much? Yeah, Cortana looks like a Barbie doll. I don't know. The accidental tourist, it just doesn't look right. What's up, Boosh? Cortana going to sell you a prepaid phone, quite probably. And that's the first thing I disable on a Windows machine, by the way, is that stupid voice command craptasticness. Yeah, I know, all off on us. Thank you for understanding. I'm just frustrated. Until season 11 or so, what? I don't know. I missed whatever context that was within Shrap. But it's good to see all of you, including, there's Christine, the Killer Car. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate that and all your support. We just got done kicking Disney in the teeth over some bad practices. Trav 101 for another £2 sterling. Thank you for that. Says at least they will all have good ESG scores. Sure. But let me tell you right now, I'm going to work on some videos in coordination with comics on some background information of some things that we really have to start to not only make people aware of, but start to actively fight back against and try to force legislation down the pipe that will stop some of this global craptasticness that they want to foist upon you all. Yeah, I'm sorry you don't watch FNT. I will be going to check that out since they've just started. With that being said, thank you all for being here and all of your support. You're absolutely the best, and I couldn't do anything without you. I'll end the show the same way I always do and say, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye.
Press our button as we see it. This time we're ready in about 1 minute. Thank you.